Okay, hello. In this video, I'm going to show you how to pin an orthopteran. So I have two different insects right here. I have a katydid and just a typical grasshopper and a katydids. And I'm going to show you how and where to pin these. So let's start with the grasshopper. So with the grasshopper, for the most part, it's not too bad. You're going to want to take your pin and you're going to put it right here through the pronotum, right above this second leg. So you want the pin to go perpendicular through the insect and end up next to that second leg. And so you're just going to take that and go right through the top right there. And then what I like to do is before the pin has gone all the way through, just kind of make sure. Looks like I may have come in a little too far, so I'll just adjust that. Let's see. Yes, okay. There we go. So you can see the bug is perpendicular. The pin goes through the pronotum and is ending up right next to that second set of legs. Not sure if the camera is focusing or not, but okay, there you go, right there. And so now that you know the pin is in the right location, you're going to push it all the way through, right about till there's just enough space for your fingers to pick it up. You can use a pinning block to get the exact height set, but I find it kind of gets in the way. So just make sure there's enough room for your fingers and not much more. So you're going to go ahead and pin it all the way down. And now that it's in, you're going to use other pins to adjust the legs. So this one's being super cooperative. The legs are already in a great spot. I may pin them up just a hair, just so that they're not too tight up against the body. And you can use as many pins as you want for this. And so with these middle legs, we're going to want to push them up against the body like that. We'll get this one here. And you can use a few pins, something like that is good. And I may readjust this one as well. There we go. I like that. And then the forelegs, you want it to be like it's facing forward. So we'll just tuck those up as well. Okay, so something like that. All the legs are up close, but not so close to the body that you can't, still see everything. And then you're just going to take a few pins and pull these antennae back. It's tempting to put them in front of the grasshopper, but that just basically guarantees that they're going to break off. So you don't want to do that. And so you'll just use a pin or two to pull them back, so they stay out of the way. Yeah, something like that is fine. Now with the katydid, you're going to need to put the pin in a slightly different spot. You still want it to land between that second pair of legs and go through that same thoracic segment. And so to do that, you are not going to put the pin through here. It's actually going to end up going through the wing a little bit. And I've got a couple specimens here to show you what that looks like. Let's see. Like this smaller katydid, you can see it actually goes through part of the wing, but that makes it so it goes through the right segment and there isn't too much weight in the back. So I'll just grab it, shoot for right about here, and then you'll, similar to the grasshopper, you'll want to make sure it sits flat, push down, and make sure it goes out by that second pair of legs. And so you can see right here, the pin came out right around that second leg in between the second and third, and that's great. So we'll push it down so that there's just enough space up at the top that you can grab it. And we'll push it down till the bug sits flat. Now, katydids are super leggy, so this may take some time, but you're going to do the same thing you did with the grasshopper. So position the legs close to the body so that they don't break off. Just going to grab some more pins. Okay, now with these legs being so long, you kind of have two options. You can either see if they'll tuck all the way in and back like that, and that seems like that'll work on this one, but you also don't want to break the legs off. That can be a little tricky. So let's see if this one will cooperate. Okay, so I may go move that leg a little right there. This leg right about there. This one we want like that. Let's see. Perfect. Okay, and then the antennae, again, you're going to want to pull all the way back. Now this one is missing some of the antennae, so it isn't too bad, and you may not even be able to see it because it's so fine. But regardless of how long they are, you want to pull it back behind and close to the body. So, like that. And so I'm not sure how well you can see the antennae, but they should be pulled back. And so, for example, I've got this orthopteran here, and maybe you can see those antennae come all the way back. They're a lot longer than the body, and they're really, really thin. And so if those were coming out the front, they would definitely break off, and it would take up a lot of room. So you double it back over the body, and that helps reduce space and helps make sure that they don't break. And so, yeah, that is how you pin an orthopteran.